Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
And I hope the mic does sound right. Hi, I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. And I'm going to talk a little bit about something that's tied to the Iraqi dinar. I'm going to cover some of the rumors and opinions in Iraqi dinar, but I'm going to focus it on what you see in front of you there, which I think is a pretty awesome picture of the quantum information science, which was a part of the quantum initiative signed by the White House back in 2018. And you'll notice on the bottom there that it says HTTPS Gasara News, which makes it kind of sound like a conspiracy or of a conspiracy theory origination. And I'm going to show in this video how it's no conspiracy, folks, and maybe it'll help also to round out the way we look at things. So, let's take a look first at some of the rumors, and then I'll show you some information that shows that there is some reality-based reasons to believe in things like a quantum financial system. And looking at some of the information from Bruce's Intel call on Thursday, I mean, there's a lot said there, and like I mentioned in my prior video, there's no need to rehash a whole bunch of stuff. He kind of gives a oratory on trying to get people to understand how information is disseminated and how he gets it, and how there's an effort to keep people kind of like on their toes and in the dark. And then he throws out a few other bits of information. However, like I mentioned on the introduction here, I'm focusing in an area to show that there is some legitimacy to what has been called conspiracy theory now, when we're talking about NESARA and GESARA and quantum financial systems and things of that nature. And it'll get more and more conclusive as I go along. I'm not going to go too scientific on it, if I were able, but I am going to give enough information for laymen like ourselves and any scientists as well to see that this is a reality, the quantum financial system. And see here, one thing that I did get out of Bruce's, which is also in harmony with some of the prior information on the other video, was my understanding is that bank, some particular bank that's holding things up, is approximately 48 hours from today away from being fully compliant on the QFS, the quantum financial system. So we've heard that all countries' banks are tied into the quantum financial system. We believe that's true, except that this may be the only bank. So on the other hand, we've got ISO protocols that are being implemented in Venezuela and Iraq. And then we have this other country that has a bank that is still trying to get QFS compliant, certified, and that everything else that is going on the way of arrests, which are huge, you've got to believe that, are taking place. Well, we believe what we want, and that's up to y'all what you believe. But I'm going to address that quantum financial system. Even when looking at Mark Z's morning chat, sorry for the dog barking, 422. I'm not going to go over his information either, because the goal is to share something on the quantum financial system. However, in the ongoing discussion on this board, there's a comment made by a member of the board, and that member made the comment here that my bank manager, who knows me behind closed doors, wow, what does that mean? Yesterday confirmed QFS NESARA. She knew about Vietnamese dong, she bought some. And I actually gave her Mark's info and DINAR recaps. I left excited. And I do recall I shared with everyone how when I worked at the bank, there was a little bit of a difference in how the Vietnamese dong was handled. And they had stopped buying it. You could turn it in and exchange it, but you couldn't buy it anymore. That was at least a year or two ago. So here we have another reference to the quantum financial system in both of those boards. I have mentioned in prior videos about the Quantum Initiative. The National Quantum Initiative Act is the official name, as you can see here from Wikipedia, and it was an act of Congress passed December 13th of 2018, signed into law by President Trump, on December 21st of 2018. And it's described, it says, the law gives the United States a plan for advancing quantum technology, particularly quantum computing. It was passed unanimously by the United States Senate and was signed into law by President Donald Trump. The National Quantum Initiative, NQI, provides an umbrella under which a number of government agencies develop and operate programs related to improving the climate for quantum science and technology in the U.S., coordinated by the National Quantum Coordination Office. These agencies include the National Institute of Standards and Technology, the National Science Foundation, the Department of Energy. Under the authority of the NQI, the NSF, and the Department of Energy, the DOE, have established new research centers and institutes, and NIST has established the Quantum Economic Development Consortium, QED-C, a consortium of industrial, academic, and governmental agencies. Wow, that's a lot said. Because then we have this, the National Quantum Initiative. And as you can see, it's quantum.gov. And up top here it says it's an official website of the United States government. And it goes on to say, welcome to quantum.gov, the home of the National Quantum Initiative. And it goes on to read for more. It says, National Quantum Initiative Act provides for the continued leadership of the United States in quantum information science. Keep that in mind, information science and its technology applications. It calls for a coordinated federal program to accelerate quantum research and development for the economic and national security of the United States. The United States strategy for QIS research and development and related activities is described in the National Strategic Overview for QIS and supplementary documents. What I did was actually open a few of these recent reports that you see over here, and I'm going to show those to you. One of those recent reports was the one here, bringing quantum sensors to fruition. Very recent. It was done March 24th of this year. And when I went to that report, which you see here, it's only a 22-page file. And it speaks about a lot of things, and I'm going to just scroll here for you to see some of the information that's on it. Now, of course, I can't read all that. It would take way too long to read it. It shows, who's on the committees and subcommittees for particular fields of study. And it goes on to talk about the quantum sensors interagency working group activity. And one thing I noticed here is you can see the Department of Homeland Security, you can see the National Institute of Health, you can see the Department of Defense, you can see DARPA, you can see the Department of Defense for the Navy, USDA, the FBI, there's NASA again, and I did see somebody else that I wanted to mention. It might have been on the next one. But in any case, as we go through it, I found some matters of interest that shows that this ongoing initiative, there's all those abbreviations, has been going on for a long time, folks, and longer than we are aware of, because when you go into the executive summary for bringing the quantum sensors to fruition, it talks about here where quantum sensors and measurement devices provide accuracy, stability, and new capabilities that offer advantages for commercial, government, and scientific applications. Examples such as atomic clocks, for global positioning system, GPS navigation. I've always wondered how they knew where I was so easily within so many feet you turn. And nuclear spin control for magnetic resonance imaging, that's in the medical field, an MRI, are widely used already, which adds some kind of credibility to the med beds a little bit as we go further. Now, I don't want to keep this video too long, so when I go further, it's more so in my head because I can't cover everything that I covered on here. What I'm doing on this video is I'm just trying to show you that the quantum initiative and the use of quantum technology in all types of fields and industries is most certainly going on and has been going on for a good long time and getting set up and ready to be used. And as a consequence, it adds some credibility to the fact that there would be a quantum financial system, just as there's quantum medical gear, quantum navigational gear, quantum military gear. I remember page 7 having something of interest for me. Let me see here. Bear with me, folks. I apologize because I didn't highlight it early enough. But in any case, as you can see, there is most certainly some credibility, some reality, and some objective support to show that quantum technology, quantum computing, is most certainly a thing. This makes me think of the med bed when I see this medical applications. Because one of the other areas that I looked at was the coordinated approach to quantum network research. And under the coordinated approach to quantum network research, it goes through the same thing and introduces those who are involved in the implementation and execution of the quantum initiative. And it's an interagency thing, which kind of goes in harmony with the recent executive order of interagency cooperation for crypto technologies and blockchain technologies. And so it talks about quantum networks that transmit quantum information between quantum devices and allows for distribution of quantum entanglement. Now, this is where it gets very interesting to me when it talks about quantum entanglement, because, well, it says here quantum networks cannot provide faster than light communication, nor can quantum networks teleport material objects. I mean, why would they feel the need to say that? Teleport objects. Apparently somebody's teleporting objects somewhere for them to have to say that. But it says, given the prospects of quantum networks to impact the nation's economy, security, and innovation ecosystem, the United States must continue to invest in basic research to explore and exploit quantum networks while properly balancing investment decisions. And so, folks, the quantum initiative, when you hear that word quantum financial system, which is being repeated often now in Dinarland, and some folks say, it's a bunch of malarkey. No, I'm sorry, it's not. It's not a bunch of malarkey. One of the things that I saw was how they had to be, they don't even have to be close to each other, but I'm hoping to find that, and then I'll wrap this up here, because I've learned that if I go over 6, 7, 8 minutes of a video, you guys don't finish it anyway. So please like, please subscribe, and if you really want to help me keep doing this, watch the videos. Even if you just turn them on and go about you doing what you do for the day and listening as you do it, I very much appreciate it. It helps out a lot if you would watch the videos to the end. Quantum networks will one day be able to distribute entanglement, that's why I mentioned that earlier, across several nodes that are composed of different quantum technologies, separated by a range of physical distances. Local quantum networks, intranets, may require diverse components such as quantum interconnects and quantum memories. Terrestrial quantum networks may include ground-to-air, sea and to sea-based platforms. Some applications may benefit from satellites with quantum networking platforms in orbit. Most quantum protocols require support from a classical layer, so interfacing a quantum network with classic components will be critical. And I'm going to stop there, because that's part of the story that we're getting in Dinarland, that they're tying the quantum system in and making the transition over from the old to the new. You have to get rid of the old to bring in the new, and here the quantum system is taking advantage of that. So is there any credibility to the quantum financial system? Personally, I think yes, and personally I've always thought yes after looking into it just a little bit, because it's the real deal, folks. It's a government initiative. So as we go through this quantum financial system thinking pattern, and we keep an eye on Dinarland and Iraq, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna end the video on it, and I hope it continues to sink in. This is much bigger than just Iraq. I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. I've talked about it. Have a wonderful day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.